Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Excuse the poor setup, just getting back from a trip from California. I'm running on probably 4 to 5 hours of solid sleep, which is not normal for me. So if I am a little skewed in my presentation of this video, I apologize. But I wanted to talk about how to get your very first client, whether you are a coach, a service provider, agency owner, consultant. I just want to explain the basics of organic marketing and sales to help you get your very first client. And obviously inside of our program, High Level Systems, we help our clients one-on-one actually achieve these goals. So before I get into this video, if you're serious about growing your business, you really only have two options. You can check out our content for as long as you want, get as much as you can from the free. But if you're serious and you're ready to put your money where your mouth is and really grow this thing, we've literally helped people grow from 6 figures a year, $100,000 a year to $1 million a year in less than 60 days of working with us. So we've got a great track record. We're really good at what we do. And we're not very well known in the industry yet, but that's on purpose. Taking our time, scaling slowly, scaling surely, and building the right team along the way. So that being said, you can schedule your call with myself down below using the link in the description. It'll either be me or one of our highly trained team members who's actually coached a lot of our clients. Likely it'll be Brendan, who's our head success manager, who has helped a lot of our clients get the results I just mentioned. So anyway, getting right into the video here. I don't want to waste your time with a call to action, even though it is the best thing I can do for you. I want to explain to you, how to get your first client. Really, there's a few pillars. The first one is understanding sales. Okay, so you need to know how to have a conversation with somebody that will lead to a decision point. And there's some really interesting psychology when it comes to actually helping people make a decision with you, all right? The next one is understanding what your offer actually is. So what's the niche? What's the offer? What outcome are you ultimately selling, right? And then lastly, it's marketing. So sales, offer, and niche, and marketing. And just kind of going from the top down, and before I get into this, I just want to explain to you the importance of this. It's genuinely, these 3 pillars are all it's taken for me to grow to, over $1 million a year in profit in my business by the age of 21, okay? A lot of people, look at my lifestyle, they look at what I'm doing, and they're like, this guy doesn't look like a millionaire. And it's like, yeah, I don't, because I genuinely just enjoy the journey. And the flash is kind of fun, but at the end of the day, I'm here to grow a real business. So anyway, it's sales, which is taking calls, marketing, which is getting clients to pay attention to us, and offer that has allowed us to, do over $100,000 a month, sometimes even having $100,000 weeks, where we do, large promos with partners of ours or run campaigns. The biggest day I've ever had is about $40,000 in profit. Just selling either high-level systems. I've got some one-to-one services for high-level entrepreneurs where I help them scale from $1 million a year and go further. One of my top clients is doing about $400,000 a month right now. I just help them with team building, appointment setting, ads, everything. I mean, just top down. So anyway, though, where do you start? So we're talking about sales, I'd say first. First, you have to understand how to have these conversations. So you should be putting out either some form of content, running ads, being in groups, prospecting manually by sending messages, whatever it might be, and offering people consults with you to see if you can solve their problem. So there's really only a few stages of organic marketing. The first stage is discovery, so they'll actually find you online, and you might be finding me right now through this video. The next stage is trust and rapport. So this is when they find out a little bit more about you. They start to see like, oh, this is somebody I can actually vibe with and I kind of respect. The next is just a solid call to action to come either book a call or speak with them further or buy their thing or whatever. And you've probably been on the receiving end of this process, either with us or even with another company or another coach or whoever, where it's a piece of content, you run through it and then you build trust and you move forward. So don't neglect organic marketing. Organic is pretty much how we've grown our business. We run anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a day in ads. But we break even on it because we're just trying to grow the audience. I'm not trying to profit off of ad spend right now. I'm really just trying to get free attention, which is exactly what the advertisements are doing for us, right? So yeah, that said, it's all about organic content to build a relationship, at which point you need to have a clear next step. So where do they go next? Do they book a call? Or do they message you? Do they go to a webinar? What do they do next? And you have to make sure that traffic is being met with very clear next steps. One of my favorite methods, and this is a method that many of our clients have taken to over $1 million a year, is just using groups like LinkedIn, Facebook, prospecting in these groups by adding value to the communities, being respectful of the admins, and having an offer for people that are a good fit, using your own profile almost as a funnel to attract clients. This for me, with one small call to action post on, for example, my Facebook profile, I can generate, $20,000 to $50,000 in business by just saying, hey, we're, for example, running a promo, or we are, looking for a few more clients, or here's a success story, message us if you'd be interested. And I don't abuse that, but, as you start to build your platform, you can start to have that sort of command and that sort of pull, right? So that's marketing. It really is quite simple. It's just putting out content. You got to figure out what's your niche, what do they need to hear from you, and how do you build that trust? So just think about, you can look at other competitors in the industry, figure out what sort of content they're putting out, or you can just be creative and tell your story online. At the end of the day, you have to understand people don't buy because you've given them good information. They buy because you've given them good information and they like who you are. And I don't honestly say them liking who you are is more important than the good information part. Because if this video were purely, here's how to do it, and I didn't tell you anything about my company, I didn't tell you anything about what I've been able to do with this information, didn't tell you anything about what our clients have been able to do with this information, you wouldn't be influenced by it and you wouldn't still be watching this video because I wouldn't have any authority with you, okay? So you have to understand that it's all about telling your story and telling your client's story as well. For example, I'll tell you a story of myself. Before I understood the power of organic marketing, I was literally sending cold emails, cold calling, right? Which I stopped very quickly. I was asking buddies to send me referrals. It took me like 6 months before I got my first sale. And then eventually I got my first sale literally through a group. I was in a Facebook group. I was just prospecting, posting around, met this person, and we happened to get on a call, and it kind of just happened. I accidentally made a sale. And at the time I didn't understand the concept of repeating what worked. So I thought I just got lucky and didn't do it again. But now today it's one of the main methods that we help our clients get started with if they're looking to just go from 0 to 10,000 a month. Scaling from there, there's other methods you can use, but something just very bare bones, raw, minimum that forces you to get in the trenches and get good at prospecting and sales is the best thing you can do as a beginner. So whether you have a $3,000 to $10,000 offer, even $1,000 offer, whatever it is that you're doing, the best thing you can do is bite the bullet, spend time in the trenches, messaging people, putting out content, having conversations. Don't get so attracted to like the sexy automated system. You want to be very manual. Even at over $100,000 a month in my business, I'm still very manual. I still spend a lot of time prospecting. I still find people, and I think there's this sort of gimmicky, marketable like pitch of like a lifestyle business or like this perfect thing that you could just run on the side, and that does exist. But to be honest, and I could build that, and a lot of our clients do, where they'll just do like 10 to 20,000 a month, and they'll just fly around the world, and that's fine. That really is completely fine. But the more manual you're willing to be, the more work you're willing to put in, and the more of an influence you're willing to have on your business, odds are the further it's going to go forward. And if you're too big to do the small things, then you're going to be too small to achieve the big things, right? That's kind of how I see it. So you need to be willing to do every level of your business. Okay, so that's organic marketing. It's very simple. Putting out content, developing relationships. I love to just blatantly ask like, hey, are you available for a one-to-one this week? And then most people are like, yeah, sure, what time? And at that point, I just, give them my Calendly or something, and then we just talk. And if it's a good fit, it's a good fit. If it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. And I don't have any bias towards making a sale. And this moves us into sales, which is just, diagnosing people's problems. If you are attached purely to making money and you're not actually looking for people that you can solve their problem, then the prospect will read that. You will feel a certain level of like guilt towards your sales process, and you won't feel right about it, and it won't scale because you'll have this internal resistance about what you're doing. At least that was my personal experience. So your job is to sell people that are a good fit and qualify people. And honestly, a good fit doesn't have to literally be the logistics of their business or whatever it is that they're doing, whatever it is that you're coaching, maybe you're a marriage coach, whatever it is. A good fit is honestly that they have a coachable attitude, or that they are willing to work with you to work in your process. So on these calls, you're really just getting to know them, asking them questions, seeing if they're a good fit, and if they're a good fit moving forward. On our calls, it's very casual. Like if you were to book a call with my company, it's going to be an extremely casual experience. We do really only want serious people. You're not going to waste our time, okay? We're not going to let you just bounce around and ask us. It's not a free coaching call, just like yours shouldn't be. But at the same time, it's no pressure. And I think a lot of people, they look at sales as like this high pressure, high force thing, and it's really not. The main thing you have to do is just qualify people. Make sure that they're a good fit. Make sure that you feel good about bringing them in, and if you do, bring them in. At which point, a lot of people are going to give you the objection of, oh, I need to think about it, or oh, it's not the right time, or I'm not really sure. And that's why you want to set the precedent that, look, you're booking this call to see if it's a good fit. If it's a good fit, we're going to get started today. Okay, because that's just how you operate. Like, if you're gonna wait to do the thing that you have to do, what other areas of your life are you waiting, right? What other areas are you sacrificing? So even me, myself, I make sure that, if there's a good fit, if there's a coach, if there's a program, I do it. Because I wanna set that precedent in my life so that then, the prospects we speak to can look at me as an example of what it looks like to just move and just learn and grow, okay? So that's another concept in sales and marketing is you want to be the sort of client you want to attract. Make sure that you actually embody the behavior of the sorts of clients you want to attract. You're not attracting good clients. You're attracting people that want a refund all the time. You're attracting people that suck and don't take action and, are giving you a bunch of issues. Look at yourself. Are you that kind of a guy? Are you the kind of guy to cause issues and ask for refunds and back out and make excuses? Because honestly, you got to understand, the world is going to respond to your behavior. And if you have a certain set of behaviors, you're going to attract those yourself. So marketing and sales, especially when you are the marketer and the salesperson for your own company, really hinges on your personal behavior and your standards as a human being, more than anything else. Okay. Next and lastly, it's offer and delivery. So with offer and delivery, and this is one of the big ones in our program, we're going to help you build out your go-to flagship offer that you can start off with and get into the market with, okay? And whether it's $1,000 offer all the way up to a $20,000 offer, I've had buddies that have helped them build a $50,000 offer and they're selling that, right? It's just, the price tag is irrelevant. It's all about the size of the problem you're solving. So what you understand is a lot of people, when they build their offer, they start with their expertise or what they know, and that's fine. The problem with that, though, is you're going to run into a lot of resistance when you realize that not everybody wants what you can do. People want to have their problem solved. So there's a big link between the offer conversation and the sales conversation. They both kind of share a common denominator, and that's that you're here to solve problems. So on your sales calls, you're asking questions, you're defining their problem, hearing where they're at, what their challenges are, what they need, and what would make, their experience worth it, and seeing if there's synergy there. The same with your offer. Your offer is not, hey, I am a Facebook ads expert, or hey, I'm a marriage expert. It's like, you can say that on your Instagram bio maybe, but you cannot say that on a call, and that's not what your offer should be. Your offer is, what it has done. Your offer is what it does, not the deliverables, not your expertise. Like, for example, there was this wedding photographer I used to study back when I was in wedding photography. His name was Joe Busing. And he wouldn't pitch his clients. He wouldn't sell them anything. He would just slide over a album of wedding photographers, because I used to be a wedding photographer. I still shoot film. I was just out in California, shot like 5 rolls of film. Really enjoy photography as a hobby, and it's one of these things that I get to do on the side. And to be honest, I pretty much have no hobbies other than maybe photography. I just work on my business because I love what I do. But he would just slide over this album, right? And he'd just say, just take a look at the photos and see what you think. And it wouldn't be, hey, here's all the photos you're gonna get. Here's all the deliverables. It would be, people make decisions off of emotion, then justify the decisions with logic. So like, if I could tell you that mastering these 3 pillars gave me complete and total financial freedom at 21, gave me the ability to buy my mom a $10,000 timepiece, gave me the ability to now be saving up to pay off my parents' mortgage, gave me the ability to live completely free and do whatever I want. And even though I really don't think lifestyle marketing is the best form of marketing at scale, it's also done the exact same things for our clients. We've got our client Doug and Haley, who they've got 4 kids and they've got complete and total financial security because they know how to generate, sales appointments, close sales, and make money consistently online. They went from about 6 figures a year selling a small course to over 6 figures a month in less than 30 days working with us. I can afford this apartment, this beautiful penthouse apartment downtown where I grew up with like 40-foot windows, because I mastered this stuff. And I put in the reps and I put in the time. And so, you gotta understand, your offer is not just a list of deliverables and what you call it. Your offer is who you are. Your offer is what your clients have done. Your offer is what these concepts have been able to do for your life and for your clients' lives. And your job is to tell your story very well. Less than 4 years ago, I was a 17-year-old kid with about maybe $500 in his bank account. I had very little to do with business. I grew up in a homeschooled family. My dad was an entrepreneur. He did well for himself, but we actually had a house fire, which for the first time in my life caused me to experience extreme, scarcity. Like, I remember sitting down with my family, and my dad sits down and he's like, hey, I don't think we're gonna be able to do Christmas this year. And I literally cried. It's not because I didn't want to do Christmas, it's because I realized, like, this is what it looks like to not have security. This is what it looks like, because I grew up, like, pretty well off. A little, maybe upper middle class, you would say, especially for Indiana where I grew up. And I've got a great relationship with my parents. And I realized, like, all right, like, my parents are just people, and I need to grow up and be a man and really help build something here that I can pass down to my kids and kind of build, a moat for my family, my immediate family as they are now, as well as my future family, my wife and my future kids. So that's why I got into business for myself. And it took me over a year and a half to make my first 10 grand. And then a year and a half after that, we're doing over $100,000 a month in profit. And it's mastering these 3 pillars. So you understand how much more pull my story has, telling you who I am, why I got into business, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. All of a sudden, I'm not just some guy that has like an offer. It's like, oh, this is what he brings to the table. This is his background. I can tell you the story of our other clients, right? One of our clients used to work at a grocery store. He literally had a screenshot of his bank account with like 72 cents in it. Now today, I called him recently, and he has about $3 million in cash in the bank after about 2 years of working on his business. Obviously, we don't guarantee these results for our clients. That's a given. We do not guarantee these results for our clients. But we give you everything that our clients have learned, that we've learned when you work with us. And we shortcut the process over what we call a 6-month sprint. So we'll actually plug you in our program, give you personalized coaching, give you a 6-month sprint to help make these things happen, okay? So that really is, how to get your first client. That is honestly how to get your first client and your 1,000th client. This video is titled How to Get Your First Client, but you could apply these principles even when you're doing, $1 million a month. I mean, it's your story, it's who you are, it's why you do what you do, it's your client successes that ultimately sell. If you don't have any case studies, you don't have any results yet, that's fine. You can just explain the power of what you do through telling other people's stories. For example, if you're a marriage counselor, right, and you are selling marriage counseling to people that are considering getting a divorce, you can tell the story of, celebrities that they might know of that got marriage counseling that then were fine. Or you can tell the story of friends of yours, or maybe, even public figures of any kind that, were able to figure out a situation far worse than they were able to figure out. Stories influence people. So, and I can tell you from personal experience, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you come from wealth. It doesn't matter if you come from scarcity. It doesn't matter if you're black, you're white. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You have a message and you have an offer that you could build that can impact somebody and change their life forever. And if you don't get good at organic marketing or paid marketing, sales, offer building, and delivery, you're actually holding that person back from their own personal potential. And so I believe you have an obligation to get out there and start selling that. And I believe you have an obligation, if you want to do it faster, to work with people who have done it themselves and done it for other people. We've worked with over 500 clients, helped them build their offer, helped them bring it to market successfully. So if you would be interested, once again, in a free consultation with myself or the team, it's about half and half. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's the team. It depends on who's available that day. But I don't want to hear any complaints if it's the team. My team is honestly just as trained as I am and very smart about what they do. So schedule your call down below and come in with an open mind. We're going to help you figure these things out. We're going to help you, move forward if you're a good fit. And if you're not a good fit, we'll be honest and send you on your way. And honestly, what makes you a good fit or not is just your attitude. Like, if somebody's coming in and trying to kick the system and trying to, be a jerk about it, we're not going to work with them. But if you're ready to get coached, you're ready to work with people that have already proven the system out before you, that's who this is for. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's all about who you are. It's all about, the transformation you've gone through, and people will ultimately just want to model after you, right? Like, in a weird way, I'm selling people on our program by posting pictures of me in California with my girlfriend, by posting a picture of me buying my mom a watch. Eventually I'll be partnering soon with a charity that supports orphanages, and I'm going to be writing them a check for, a lot of money to help them, build more orphanages and train more, mothers who work in these orphanages to take care of these kids better. Because I actually have 3 adopted siblings, and, I know what it's like to have an adopted brother and sister, and my heart just kind of goes out to, these communities that, really need a solid mother-father figure and really need a solid base to grow off of. And unfortunately, most orphanages just don't have that. And so as you start to grow your business too, you don't just get to have a better lifestyle, but you get to like pour into operations that matter to you. So there is some serious, in my eyes, moral implications to mastering these things. Mastering sales, mastering marketing, mastering influence, mastering getting clients results. Because once you have the resources, you can start to have extreme pull and do incredible things for people. But I digress. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. See you guys in the next one.